Hey everyone, sorry I couldn't be there with you today. So you're watching this now. I'm just going to run through with you what I was thinking when I coded it. So you'll see the first one, facts from my parents. So there's a lot of things in here that when I interviewed, they told me as facts, so as like the true evidence. So for example, the the car that my dad drove, the 1972 Dodge Charger, that was a fact. When his dad died right here and he needed to get a job. That was a fact. Going to Alfie's on the Friday night, the roller rink, the setting where my parents met, fact. They told me that in small town Brantford, that was their only option. He told me he had black skates that he loved. My mom told me the fact that it was a long battle for her to be able to go, and she had to convince her parents, and that she had a younger brother that was out longer. The other fact was that they crashed on the dance floor, or sorry, the roller rink floor, and my mom had a bruised wrist. And later, that my dad bought her a Coke. You'll see in the dark blue that a lot of this is fiction, almost the majority of it. So, what he first did when he got his car, going to Tommy's, um, as well. Like the song, this one's tricky because I did research it and found out that this song was popular during that time, but it wasn't necessarily playing. In fact, it probably wasn't. The whole thing with my mom only being allowed to listen to classical music, that wasn't true. About her loving the Alice Cooper song again, fiction. The description of her being out on the floor, fiction. Her weaving in and out. I guess you could say that is almost an inference as well, because I suppose that is what you do. The facts I researched, again, like I said, the Alice Cooper song, the metallic steering wheel, I researched that just to see what it would look like. Those are the only pieces that made it into my story. Inferences. So, for example, I inferred what it would be like to have the steering wheel in his hand and to have that car. I inferred that to be able to buy it, it didn't come easy. He had to work years for it, which I also know is a fact. I inferred that if everyone on a Friday night went to Alfie's, that there'd be lots of different types of people there. So prom queen, starting quarterback, third stringer on the chess team. Life not being fair, my mom being frustrated by the fact her younger brother would be out longer than she would be. I'm inferring here, and later I'll talk about it, but one of the main values I wanted to show with my dad is the fact that he was a caring person, and he is. So I'm inferring that after my dad and mom crashed, that my dad would have been really sorry and would have been asking about her wrist, and he also would have been really nervous. And I'm also inferring, and this is part fiction, part inference. This one is tricky because in talking to my dad, I know that he says that he did feel an attraction, and it was in the moment, but as well, um, it's slightly made up. I don't know exactly what he was thinking, but this is kind of the idea. So as a young person and being caught in the moment and having a crush, this felt like a pretty safe inference. The economics, I highlighted anything to do with my dad having a job, being able to buy his car. So I figured that was kind of the big economics piece that allowed him to be at the skating rink. The values and beliefs. So I mentioned it earlier. I really wanted to emphasize the fact that my dad was a caring person. And so I build in this part as the backstory of what happened So his dad died, he drops out of school, his mom doesn't ask him. It's just about being responsible, doing the right thing. I think later as well, it's a smaller piece, but the way that he's treating my mom and taking care of her, or at least being considerate, buying her a Coke, is also showing that he is that caring person. A belief as well, I think, comes out here. Be responsible, do the right thing is a belief of his. So you'll notice the historical fiction is a little bit of everything. So what we're really looking for is that you have some facts from whoever you interviewed. You don't need to research additional facts, but if you think it would help, you definitely need to make inferences. Remember, historical fiction is a blend of facts, inferences, and fiction. Try to have one or two of the P's. I didn't highlight social, but social is also one of the P's that comes through in the story. Values and beliefs, keep it simple. If you can highlight one value and one belief, that would be great. Thanks so much for all your hard work. I can't wait to read all of your stories. Have a great day.